As at the last count, there were approximately 56,000 projects abandoned across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The worth of the projects abandoned by the federal, state and local governments at different levels of completion is put at 12 trillion naira. This is almost twice the average of the country's entire national budget. The breakdown shows that the southeast geopolitical zone with the 5 states of Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu and Imo had the highest number of 15,000 abandoned projects, followed by the south-south zone made up of Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo and Rivers states with 11,000 projects. In the southwest geopolitical zone, where there is Ekiti, Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Osun and Oyo states, there are 10,000 of the abandoned projects. Instructively, in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where the country's president is constitutionally the governor with delegated responsibility to the minister for the territory, there are a total of 2,000 abandoned projects. Abuja is in the north-central geopolitical zone where the 6 states of Benue, Kogi, Kwara, Nasarawa, Niger and Plateau account for another 7,000 of the abandoned projects. The northwest geopolitical zone that has 7 states, namely Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto and Zamfara, has a record of 6,000 of the abandoned projects. And in the northeast geopolitical zone, there are 5,000 of the abandoned projects across Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Taraba and Yobe states. The sad narrative is that a number of these projects have been abandoned for decades, and the hope of commencing construction work on them or completing those that huge sums of money have already been invested is almost non-existent with successive administrations. This is Straight Talk. Welcome to the program. I am TV Tiav. In this first edition of our series on abandoned projects across Nigeria, we shall focus on projects initiated but abandoned by state governments across the Federation. And we shall begin in Plateau State, north-central Nigeria, where we have one of the oldest projects that has been abandoned at different times in the history of the now 41-year-old state. This is the new Zaria Road Stadium complex on the northern fringes of Jos, the Plateau State capital. The 11.6 billion naira project, which is 28 years old and counting, was first awarded in 1989 when the now retired Brigadier General Aliu Kama from Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria, was the military administrator of the state during the administration of General Ibrahim Babangida. In 2008, the contract for construction of the stadium was re-awarded and upgraded from the initial 20,000 seating capacity to 44,000 by the administration of Governor Jonah Jang, who promised at the time to complete the project within 1 year. This did not happen anyway, and as we speak, most of the equipment acquired for installation have now been abandoned to rot away, with the warranties by the manufacturers also running out long ago. Almost all the chief executives of the state, including the current governor, Simon Bako Lalong, have inspected the abandoned stadium on assumption of office with promises to complete the project.
Running track is 100% complete. The football pitch is 100% complete. The dressing rooms and other offices, they are handling. What is left now is just the roofing. It's just the roofing. The rafting has been done. It's only this roofing sheets that were waiting. Immediately they arrived, they just moved to the stadium. That is all.
We are hoping that if the government will be able to finish that, honestly, the sky will be our limit, because everybody, like our hall that we use here, you find out that over 10 sports are using just one hall. And every sport now has gone indoor. We no longer play outdoor as we do here. So and we hope that every sport will have its own indoor hall there, that they will have enough time training and doing other things.
It is reported that only about 3.1 billion naira was required at some point to break the now 28-year-old jinx and complete the project that many say will return the teen city of Jos to its sporting glory, where the likes of Segun Odegbami, James Obiora, Ismail Amabo, Michael Obi, and the late athlete Ladi Musa were produced for the country. It is a point of interest that Plateau State has since 1999 also failed to take advantage of the fact that it has produced 3 of the country's sports ministers, namely Damishi Sango, who has at different times contested for the governorship of the state, Ishaya Mark Aku, who died in a plane crash in 2002, and then the former prison officer and later university lecturer, Solomon Dalong. Center of Jos City, where they were trading along the streets within the vicinity of the burnt market. The traders have refused to completely move to the satellite markets, and it is estimated that today 70% of the buying and selling in the Plateau State capital still takes place within and around the vicinity of the burnt market area and adjoining streets in the center of the city. For Governor Simon Lalong, who was the Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly when the Jos main market was destroyed, his administration has signed a 230 million naira Memorandum of Understanding, an MOU, with a United Kingdom firm for what is ambiguously described as the first phase of the redevelopment and enhancement of the burnt market. The agreement was reportedly signed in August 2016 and was expected to be executed within a period of 12 months. Our efforts to get details about the project have, however, not been successful. But we have gathered that the job of the United Kingdom firm as transaction advisors on the project is to advertise the rebuilding of the market to private investors, and it ends there. As we speak, no investor has been supposedly engaged to rebuild the burnt market, which we are told will require at least 10 years to complete from the day construction work begins in earnest. And staying with abandoned business projects, we shall take you to Port Harcourt in Rivers State, South Nigeria, where a multi-million naira ultra-modern shopping mall has been abandoned by the state government since 2007. The shopping mall, located directly opposite the head office of the Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC, on Aba Road in the River State capital, Port Harcourt, was a project initiated during the 5 months Celestine Omehia was governor of the state between May 29, 2007 and October 25, 2007. His successor, Rotimi Amechi, for very obvious reasons, did not pay any attention to the project, with the abandoned structure now taken over by unemployed youths for anti-social activities. And we learned a number of homeless youths have turned the place to their own accommodation. For Governor Omehia, the shopping mall would have been one of the few projects his administration that was sacked from office by the law court would have taken credit for. But the story is different today.
The shopping mall is a good development for the River State people. You understand? For the River State plan, the politicians abandon it because somebody like the former governor, which is Celestino Mayor, the one that built it. But today, it's not the city again, but the government that passed should have taken care of this project, but they abandoned it. Yes.
So would you want the government of administration of Governor Wike to complete?
It's obvious. Let him develop it for the Rivers government to have enough employment to employ us. But we are here to work. Yes.
From my observation, it seems some people are using it for accommodation.
It's obvious that the cripples are we sometimes when we want to hold it
and some people also sleep there.
Sleep there. That is the cripples, the orphanage, and the less privileged.
Completion of the abandoned shopping mall is certainly not a priority for the administration of Governor Nyesom Wike. But it remains to be seen if he will eventually save the project from deteriorating further, where it will cost the state much more in the future to fix it. The shopping mall is one of several other projects by past administrations that are not receiving the attention of the River State government. We sought to engage the administration of Governor Nyesom Wike on these issues, but since December 6, 2016, there has been no response from the authorities. Some of the other abandoned projects in the state are the 7-kilometer monorail project initiated by the administration of then Governor Rotimi Amechi, and then a number of the uncompleted model primary schools across the state that should indeed be models, prototypes for most states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And in southeast Nigeria, the Enugu state government has since 2007 abandoned work on the International Conference Center, which was started by the administration of then Governor Chimaroke Nnamani in the state capital. The story of the multi-billion naira project, which would have been completed over 10 years ago, is that of a gigantic structure abandoned right beside the Enugu State Government House in the core city. We could not have access into the project site except to look at it from the roadside. Enugu is not just a major city in the southeast. It is the headquarters of the zone that would have been attracting more visitors and patronage. Was there a conference facility of international standard there? The abandoned project is standing on a large expanse of land in a choice area of the state capital, and being just adjacent the government house, it cannot have in any way escaped the sight of two successive governors of the state, namely Sullivan Chime from 2007 to 2015, and now Governor Ifeanyi Ugwanyi, who was a special advisor and later Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice under the administration of Governor Nnamani, who started the abandoned International Conference Center project.
Nobody will say he is happy about the abandonment of the conference center. I worked with Malone then, and Malone was the contractor that was handling the project then. Actually, I don't know the problem Chimarok had with the Enugu state government anyway, why he abandoned the project. But my intention was, or my mind actually was that the person that succeeded him was supposed to carry out the project and carry it to the end. It's supposed to be that project was supposed to be a sort of it's an economic. It's something that will, the project that will give Enugu State a sort of an economic revenue for the state.
The place is even too bushy this time around. It's like nobody is interested in that because it's a place where money can be generated. It can generate money. The state government can make money through that venture. Understand? Because I know that people will come and hire halls, do so many events in that place. So I think abandoning the place is just, it's not too good. Because 2-3 governments have come and gone, and nothing has been done over there.
I advise even the government, the Bubu government, to start something there, to start building, to start developing it, so that it will start yielding money to the state and Nigeria in general.
The sad truth is that the cost of completing most of these abandoned projects has grown in multiples from the original sum of the respective contracts, and no thanks to the exchange rate. Besides the need to complete these projects before the affected states lose all that was invested in each of the contracts, it is time for the state governments and the country in general to have a rethink. That's it on this edition of Straight Talk. Thanks to our partners, Media Dimensions, for their support. I am TV. Thanks a lot to you for watching, and goodbye from Abuja.